Hi, I'm John Babcock, number 5 of the Regina Pats, and I'm on the Pats Cast podcast with Chris and Kevin.
Intercepted in front, Lansard in tight shot, loose puck, scores! I'm sure he didn't plan that one, but oh boy, first career Western Hockey League goal for Connor Bear. And Sawyer Digman gains center ice, left wing side, and he gets nailed. Oh boy, what a hit by Corbin Vaughn inside the Regina zone up against the boards. Here's Potter, makes a move in his own corner, lost the puck, Jackson Vaughn left side, shoots, scores! Whitehead centers it, more shoots, scores! And Drew, it's a party for first goals of the year tonight. Up top, Ty Spencer, Buchkowski, a drive, score! Tyson Buchkowski lets it fly!
Welcome to Pats Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. This is October 13th, episode 179. Chris here, Kevin there. How are we doing tonight, Kev?
Oh, not too bad. A little cool. Thanksgiving weekend. Had some hockey. 3 games this week.
Yeah, it's a busy week. Nice to be back in the rink. A lot.
2 U.S. teams visiting.
Yeah, some new competition to see. It was nice. Not the same old. But yeah, it was a kind of an up and down week. Wasn't the worst week. Wasn't the best week, but it's kind of what we're going to see from this team, I think, this season.
Yeah, they have their moments. Lots of good ones, some not so good ones. But Everett's a pretty good team. Spokane's a pretty decent team. Swift Current, it's a little bit of a feisty game.
Yeah, they're kind of on the Pats level at the moment. I don't know what they'll be in the end. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's get right into it with the Everett game. I don't know if the Pats just didn't show up or what kind of happened. They kind of got run out of the building a bit. It was Everett can move the puck. They play with some pace, and it showed that they're a pretty solid team.
Yeah, they got some pretty talented players, especially like up front. They got Dupont on defense with Smith. They got Miettinen up front.
Yeah,
Bear, Heslop, Tyler McKenzie. They're pretty solid.
Yeah,
Carter Bear too. Like
nothing like getting the first overall pick and having that solid of a team already.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you make some shrewd moves. You're able to pick up Alana Dupont, and I hadn't even seen any of his highlights or anything. I was going into this game kind of blind, not knowing what his game was, but
I had seen a few different things. I watched a couple games, and
yeah, and
I knew he was good, but I didn't realize he was so smooth.
Yeah,
the kid can play.
Yeah, you don't know that he's 15. He looks like a veteran out there.
Yeah, and he's not a small guy.
No, he's not big, but he's not small either.
No, it's
kind of just reminded me of Bedard at 15. Like, he just fit in. Like, you notice him because he's that good, right? They played in Brandon the night before, and I totally forgot about it. I was gonna watch. I thought about I should watch this game, and I totally forgot it. He picked up 2 goals in that game, and then he came into Regina here and picked up a goal and a couple assists. Now, I think on the goal, it might have actually went wide, but it caught Huey on the inside of the blocker and went in, unfortunately. But hey, you shoot your shot, whatever happens, happens, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I mean, the Pats just didn't have any pushback, nothing that game. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. Wilson had the only goal. Cohen Klassen picked up his first career point on that goal.
Congratulations to Cohen.
Yeah, so that's nice to see. But yeah, the second period, the wheels kind of fell off there. 3 kind of quick goals, and now that was it. So, which one was it? I think, was it the Bear goal? I think it was the Bear goal where Dupont was down in the Pats end, and everybody's going back to the bench, and he just kind of got up and just stand at the blue line and waited for the outlet pass, and then he just dished it over to Bear, and as he's flying in and finished. So there was a little back and forth. Thought maybe there's going to be a penalty or two, or because he took a hit from somebody, and everybody was all over that. Whichever Pat player kind of hit him, because everybody's going to be standing up for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so he just casually got up and stood at the blue line and waited for the outlet pass. So yeah, defenseman is maybe of a loose term for him.
Yeah,
but
more of a rover type guy. He's all over the ice.
He's smooth, skates smooth, moves the puck well. Yeah, it's he's gonna be a pretty solid player.
And Everett's now 7-2 on this season.
Yeah, they rolled through this East Division pretty handily. I think they went 5-1. I believe
something like that. They're rolling.
Or they were 4-1. I don't know if they're finished it now. I'm not 100% sure. But them and Spokane had a really solid road trip here.
Yeah, they're both rolling pretty good.
Yeah, what is it here? Everett, they lost in Moose Jaw. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Spokane, I think they're still in progress. Oh, yeah, they're 3-0. Oh, no, sorry. They lost to Saskatoon 2-1. So they're 2-1 now.
Yeah.
So they got 3 more to go here this week. But yeah, Spokane is they're both rolling to start this season. They're both 7-2 there, right even. Prince George up at the top of the West at
let's
5.
talk about the standings after this.
2-2-2.
Let's get these other games first.
Right. But yeah, anything else you got from Everett? I mean,
no, Everett, they're strong. Like I can see them. I can see them being one of the top teams in the West.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Swift Current hadn't seen them yet this season, so weren't too sure what they were bringing. They've made a bunch of deals compared to last year, lose some guys, and it was like night and day difference from this Regina team. Like they came out like somebody lit a fire under their butt, and like it showed. Like they came out looking to win this game, and it was a really good start. 3 goals in the first period.
Yeah, first time this year.
3 in a period.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then you look at who scored, like 3 first goals of the season.
Yeah, first career goal for Connor Bear.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Lansard picked up his first point on that goal.
Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest goal, but I mean, a goal's a goal.
A goal is a goal.
Yeah, so probably the easiest goal you ever scored. Pushed it about a foot. That's all you need to do, but it was a great start. There was 2 fights in this game, or just the one fight?
2.
Was there 2?
2 fights.
Can't remember. That's right.
Kittles and Bridgman and Beskett and Dingman.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's why I said to you in the game. I was like, I haven't seen 2 fights in a game in a while. It's been a while, but yeah, there was some
nastiness.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good game. Like
it felt old school without being really old school. Lots of cross checks, lots of after whistle scrums and some skirmishes,
some big hits.
Lots of stick work, lots of cross checks. Both teams were cross checking each other.
Yeah,
but a couple of Broncos were really, really bad at it.
Active, yeah.
Not going to mention names. They had active sticks. Pats a little bit, but not quite as bad. But a couple were really prominent. Like every play was cross check. Yeah. It's like, wow. It's almost like they were trying to fight, but they never did.
And you look at there wasn't a ton of penalties per se in the game, right?
But there could have been a ton both ways. It was one of those games where it could have boiled over, but for whatever reason, it didn't.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But yeah, no, I mean, from the Pat side, it was a solid game. It was nice just to see them bounce back after kind of a poor effort on Wednesday against Everett. So
yeah, for sure. Kelton Pine stood on his head, made some pretty fantastic saves.
Yeah, he's looked good so far this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to jump ahead, but then he gets the back-to-back start, which is the first one of the season for either goalie.
Yeah.
Against Spokane, but I mean, Kelton Pine deserved it. Like,
Yeah,
his
he's
stats
played really well.
coming into Sunday were very good. So,
And even after Sunday, he's still played really well. He only faced 21 shots or whatever it was.
yeah,
But still, like, he made some really nice saves.
yeah, on Sunday there, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Swift Current, Regina, a little bit of rivalry is back there. I mean,
I like it a lot.
yeah, right.
I like the rough and tumble kind of hockey, and it like the crowd, for how big, small, whatever you want to call it, for the size of it, enjoyed the rough and tumble stuff.
Yeah,
They like the hits, they like the scraps, they like the scrums and skirmishes and stuff. But that's what Wednesday's game was lacking. There was no real oomph to it, and like the crowd was just pretty quiet.
yeah, definitely. I think, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, sometimes those games that you only play a team once a year kind of get a little rough because you don't, quote unquote,
Don't
you
have to worry about them anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to
play
answer
them
it next game, right?
Those are usually those used to be the best ones back in the day. Like there used to be some pretty good scrums and stuff with the US teams and the BC teams.
All right, Brad. After a tough kind of Wednesday night game, how did you think your team responded tonight?
Very well. I thought we played to our identity. I felt we had a little lapse in the second period for about 5 minutes. I think we were getting a little comfortable in the game and thinking the game was going to be easier for us than it was. And but then we talked about in the intermission, and we went right back to in the third period. And I don't think we gave them a sniff in the third period, and that was just all guys making team decisions. We were satisfied with winning 3-1, and I think the way the boys played in the third period really showed that.
It really seemed right from the get-go your team was willing or really wanted to win tonight.
Yeah, I think that's our style of game. We're a hard team. We play north-south direct hockey, and I felt like we had all four lines buzzing tonight, and I think just we came in waves at them tonight, and that's the style of hockey that we've been preaching here, and I think we got full 60 of it tonight.
A few guys with the first goal, but Bear got his first goal of his career. What do you think of his play tonight?
Yeah, I think Connor Bear has been an excellent addition by Al. Him and Chichkin, the guy from Calgary. Connor Bear is going to be a good pat for us for a lot of years, and the kid plays with tons of energy, lots of passion. He's a little ball of energy out there. He had a couple of real big hits last game, and again tonight. He's gonna be a real good player for us.
Another solid performance by Pine. What else can you say about his game? You talked a lot about him this year.
Yeah, Kelton. It's what he expects of himself, and it's honestly what we're coming to expect of him now. Hats off to him. I've challenged him lots through his career, and he put the work in this summer, man. And he's got a lot of good karma, I think, on his side right now. Because he came in here trying to win a job from training camp. He never came in here satisfied, and it's really just showed in his play.
It seemed that this game had a little feistiness to it. Haven't really seen that much this year. What was with it? What about Swift's game that maybe brought that out in your team?
That's us. We got guys in our lineup that like to play heavy, like to play big, and I felt like we just had more guys involved tonight. You know, obviously getting Corbin back, I think, gives us a big physical boost out there. Maybe makes everyone a little bit taller. But I thought from all four lines we had different people. It wasn't just the Vaughns. I think Logan Peskett, Bridgie, Bearsy. Those guys were all finishing checks. Zach Moore he was one of our best players tonight, just being ratty in your face, never just completely relentless in all his shifts. I could go down the list. I thought that we had a lot of guys really playing to their identity and playing to our team structure.
All right. Then into Sunday, he said got Spokane rolling in. Another team that's hot. It seemed like I thought they had some jump right from the get-go. You get the fight right off the hop.
That was weird. Like right, 11 seconds in or whatever it was.
Yeah, and like Shea Van Ohm, I don't think he's much of a fighter.
I don't think so. He had 6 goals coming into the game.
I know, like he's a goal scorer this year. Yeah, like last year he had 30 PIMs. No, sorry, that's split. 51 PIMs last year. So, not a lot.
He's got 17 this year already with that fight.
Well,
so
now he does, yeah.
maybe he's 20, decided to
Yeah, so
rough it up a little bit.
I don't know what happened there, but that was interesting.
Yeah, like 11 seconds in. It was weird. You look
Yeah.
down, you were doing something on your computer, you look down, I'm like, oh.
Well, I heard the whistle, and I'm okay, back on my computer, and then you're like, hey. I'm like, oh, geez, a fight already? Wow. Interesting. So
And then they showed the replay of how it started. They didn't show the fight, of course. The replay can't. But they showed the face off, and all of a sudden you see gloves, and that was it. It's like,
yeah.
must have been like a mutual combat thing or whatever.
Yeah, that was interesting. Maybe something off the face off or whatever. But yeah, that was interesting. I thought, and then that kind of set the tone for the game. It was, I don't know, it was pretty good it was an entertaining game overall.
It was an entertaining game, yes. I don't know if it was good or not. I kind of do agree with Brad's comments after the game, but I did like the fact that it was entertaining to start. It was physical. They were crashing and banging, and then it kind of tailed off. But then the third period happened, and then the Pats picked up their game and played a different style. It was like two different teams again, like they used to.
Yeah, well, it was almost three different, like, it was almost a period of tale of three different periods. Like the first period, they like you said, they were real physical. They came out, and I think they got away from that in the second. And then even in the third, I think maybe Spokane sat back a bit, and the Pats kind of took it to them, but like they generated 14 shots in that period. They had lots of chances.
I don't know if Spokane sat back, but the Pats forecheck was starting to steal the puck off the D. Like their defense was having trouble
making some
controlling
bad
it.
decisions,
And like the Cole Temple steal and score.
Yeah,
that was a nice play.
That
was probably his best play of the year. Won a battle for the puck, broke in from the Pats blue line in basically, and scored. Nice little tuck. But they need to get consistent.
Yeah.
I know they're probably preaching that. I'm 100% sure they are, but man, they need to get consistent, play their style or whatever the style they want to play, but consistent.
Yeah, that's the age-old question at junior hockey level, how to get the consistency out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
But sure they lost, but it was. Yeah, Brad wasn't happy with the first two periods, but I don't think they were that bad. But obviously, they've got a different eye on things. Second wasn't great, I thought, for the Pats, but Pine gives up 4 goals, but I mean, like you mentioned earlier, he made some big saves again in this game.
Oh yeah.
Shea Van Ohm, like we talked about, he had 6 goals coming to this game, and he gets a breakaway. Goes top corner, like, ooh, that was a shot.
Yes.
And then he gets another breakaway shorthanded, and then he makes a little nice deke move and scores. So it was a tough one, 2 breakaways out of the 4 goals. But yeah, like the Temple goal was nice. The Moore goal.
It was Spokane, or I can say. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
The Zach Moore goal right off the first one, has a great pass by Spencer.
Oh yeah, for sure. The slap pass from the point.
Yeah, and then another good heads up play by Spencer. He found Aremba after a couple rebound chances. He found him right out in front, and Aremba made no mistake.
Yep.
Buried it. So, yeah, that being said, they just couldn't get anything done in the third. Yeah, they had 14 shots, but just the Temple goal, right?
Yeah, they just didn't have quite enough to get the tying one.
Yeah.
Spokane's top line is really good. Van Oom, Berkeley Catton, and Rasmus Ekstrom, they're really good, and they play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what their ice time would be if they actually track that. I'm sure they do somehow, but they play a lot.
Yeah, those are 220s and one of the top 5 players in the league.
Probably, I would say, yeah, for sure.
Ekstrom's, he's a 20. He has a 2-spotter.
Yeah. They're fast. They play a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, you can see Catton, like 3 assists, right?
Oh, well.
So he was making some plays.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else from that game?
They had the kids. What was it? The future
Kids
stars
take
thing or
over.
whatever. Kids take over thing, and they had a youngster doing the PA announcing for a little bit, and then they had a young girl doing the post game interviews or whatever with Brad. It was kind of neat.
Yeah. No, they're trying to do all sorts of different things, and they had post-game skate and stuff today. So, yeah. Every game there's some sort of theme. Every game, it seems. Some are more noticeable than others. I don't really know what really went on Friday night for Oktoberfest, was it?
Yeah, they had I guess the VIP lounge or whatever was open for anybody. They can go down and they could have drinks or whatever. They can buy drinks or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
downstairs.
I
But
wasn't aware of that.
yeah, I don't think too many people were, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though they announced it multiple times, I overheard people talking that there wasn't much action downstairs.
All right.
It is what it is. They tried. They're trying things. I know it's difficult, but they're trying things.
Definitely. All right. Yeah. What else we got this week then?
Well, that's it for this week, I think. Might as well talk about the upcoming games. Got a couple games this week upcoming.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Kind of
Travel to Saskatoon.
an odd Tuesday night, but right back at it. Day off and right back on it in Saskatoon. The hot Saskatoon Blades 6-1.
Very, very hot. Very hot. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we kind of talked about them last week being a little bit of a surprise.
A little bit of a surprise. I think they're surprising everybody.
Yeah, and they even released
Except them.
Except
Except
themselves, yeah. Because everybody thinks they're going to be first place, right?
And like you got teams like PA who people, including myself, expected to be near the top of the divisions last conference, but they're 1-4-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
we talked about Medicine Hat being at the bottom. They picked up 3 wins this week, so they're
back
in the
to
mix.
500, so they're going to get on track and watch out.
Yeah, they had quite a few guys gone too.
Yeah. But once they get on track and get Lindstrom back, whenever that is, don't even know when that is, but when they get him back, they'll shoot to the top.
Yeah, Brandon's kind of no surprise. Well, they're only 500 really, but they're 4th technically. And Red Deer up there, Lethbridge is a little surprising. We'll see how they fare after they traded Mennigan.
Yeah. They've done
like
pretty well with what they've got.
Yeah.
With Smith and Cleaver.
Calgary I thought would be a little better.
Oh, they've only played 6 games. They missed the first whole week.
Yeah.
So
2-4. But even if you look at the other side, like Kelowna 2-5, like that's a little surprising. I know Crystal just got back.
Yeah, so
that'll
they'll
help out.
most likely turn it around.
Yeah. Yeah, like we talked earlier, top of the conference, Everett, PG, and Spokane. It's not too surprising. Portland's right there. Victoria 5-1. You know, they had a decent season last year. They're building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then Seattle, like I said, Seattle coming in. They're 4-4 and 1. So they're still kind of working.
And they won
the
their
rebuild.
last 3 too.
What's that?
They've won their last 3 as well.
Okay, so they're hot now, coming in. Your window's covering that section of the standings up. There you go. Yeah, 3-0.
Sorry.
So that's good. Good. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of quiet week around the league. There's, not much else happening right now. Everybody kind of got their trades in, and they're figuring things out here now. Early season trades.
It's a weird week for schedule. There's a couple games on Monday, or 3 games Monday, a couple games Tuesday, some Wednesdays, some Thursdays. They're all over the place. It's like games every day this week.
Yeah, like you said, it's odd. Obviously, Monday being the holiday, so there's a couple games, and then Thursday, you don't see too many Thursday games in the WHL. It's pretty common in the OHL, but yeah, out here there isn't much for Thursday nights. So yeah, if you're looking to watch some hockey this week, you got games every night. So that's not a bad
every
thing.
night.
I'll have to remember to turn it on this time.
Actually, Monday's games are all afternoon games.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, latest one is 3:05 our time. So
All right. Might not catch any tomorrow. try to get some stuff done around this house lately. So, but yeah, I guess if that's all we got, we should move on to our interview.
Our special guest for tonight.
Yeah, John Babcock. So, haven't talked to him once yet. So we kind of went in not blind, but before we've talked to and interviewed these other guys before, so kind of have a little bit of a feeling with them. But we figured, talk to an older guy again, and should be pretty good. And yeah, it went pretty well again. So
yeah, for sure.
New guy to the team, and a little bit of travel his career, his third team. So he had some stuff to talk about. So I thought it went well.
I think so too.
All right, we're pleased to welcome on John Babcock, the newest 20-year-old to the Regina Pats. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, John, according to your WHL profile, you were born in North Vancouver. Is that where you were born, or
Yeah.
are you one of the hometown guys, North Van?
No, that checks out. I'm born in North Vancouver, and born and raised.
So growing up, siblings, family life, how was that?
Yeah, it was good. Came from humble beginnings. My parents, my dad owns his own business and works really hard, and my mom is another one. She's my rock. She works really hard as well. And then I got an older sister who attends school at University of Calgary.
Okay. Were they into sports or anything?
My sister was big into Irish dance, but she gave that up a couple years ago, and now she's just focusing on school and becoming a teacher.
When you were younger, was hockey your main focus, or did you play other sports, like in high school and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, my parents never really pushed me into anything. I played baseball, soccer, and then got into golf when I was in grade 7. But hockey was kind of my biggest passion, and I guess I stuck with it.
So when did you start playing hockey?
I started, what was it? I can tell you I failed my first skating lesson. That's always a good story. My sister actually passed, so I think I started when I was in grade 1. Yeah. So a little bit of a later start compared to everyone else, but yeah.
How influential were your parents on like your sporting life, your hockey life? Were they kind of push you towards sports, or were they more, schooling
Let you find your own path.
Yeah, they let me kind of find my own path and what I enjoyed. And like I said earlier, they never really pushed anything on me, but they were always really supportive of me. And if I ever needed anything, they were always getting that for me.
So did you always play D, or you dabble in some forward, goalie? Like, were you all over the place? Minor hockey, you kind of get to play a little bit of everything, don't you?
That's true, yeah. I played North Van Minor, so kind of played a little bit of everything. Goalie a couple games here and there, but I was actually a forward through minor hockey, and my dad was the coach, and they had their Gretzky rule. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Like, you're only allowed to score 3 goals or something. I scored 3 goals, and my dad put me back on D, and I ended up playing D for the rest of the season, being like kind of an offensive defenseman, and stuck with it. So definitely tip the cap to Pops on that one.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
I got to go with Morgan Riley. Being a Vancouver guy at left shot D, still playing in the Canadian market there in Toronto, so I kind of idolize him.
So do you try to emulate his game at all, or you kind of emulate more of a defensive style?
Yeah, I mean, my role's definitely changed. Coming into the league, like, it was definitely tough trying to find your role, and being a younger guy, it's tough to be a skill guy. So I took pride in my defensive zone and PK, and up until this year, that was my only job, and then I'd trickle in a couple points here and there. But I feel like this year, coaching staff has been great and providing a lot of confidence and whatnot. So yeah, I can kind of idolize Morgan Riley a little bit more.
So going back to that minor hockey time, was there like a standout moment, a tournament, or a big goal you scored? Some good memories from
Other
back
than
then?
the Gretzky rule?
Other than the Gretzky rule. Played in some really, really cool tournaments. We were part of that WSI for a spring tournament, and that's where I got to play with some unbelievable players. So we went to France, Chamonix, and then we dipped into Italy a little bit there on that trip. And then we went to Philadelphia for another tournament. So those are 2 kind of highlights for me.
Nice.
Do you remember your first ever goal?
Not WHL goal.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
first ever goal.
My first ever goal. I mean, my first ever dub goal wasn't pretty, but I honestly can't
Or one of
remember
the-
my first goal.
Do you remember one of them?
I remember a couple of
Yeah.
them, yeah. I remember I scored one in a shootout and had the most crazy celly of all time. So, yeah.
I think Spencer might have the best goal story. It was in minor hockey, and the rule was overtime. It was a tournament or whatever. He said it went 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-2. It was 1-on-1, and he scored 1-on-1.
That's unreal.
I know. I hadn't even heard of that.
That's
like,
crazy.
That is so.
So at one point in time, did you realize the WHL is a possibility?
Um,
How old were you when you figured that maybe that was the path you were going to go, or that was
Yeah.
the opportunity there?
Kind of stacked myself up against guys that I'd play against in spring, and they were always on these lists and whatnot. And I played minor hockey, got drafted out of North Van Minor, so I don't know. There wasn't really a certain point in my career where I was just like, I'm going to the dub, or I'm good enough to play in the dub. It just kind of fell naturally.
Once you kind of got drafted, then it was kind of almost the moment. It's like, okay, well, I have a good shot of making it then.
100%. Yeah, I wasn't really too familiar with it, like how it all worked, and that you needed to sign and all that.
Yeah.
So
The logistics.
yeah, exactly. But once I got drafted, we were actually in Philadelphia at that tournament, and a lot of the guys got drafted. Crocker in the first round to Prince Albert, and a lot of guys got drafted on that team. So hearing my name called at 110 was something special.
Yeah. Was there any thought of going other options, junior A, maybe go to school, that kind of thing?
Yes and no. I kind of came into camp at Kelowna just saying like,
Just check
I'm
it
a
out.
fifth rounder, see what happens, and then they offered me to sign, and it was kind of a no-brainer for me.
What was it like to be drafted by Kelowna
It was a good spot.
in Bruce Hamilton's crew?
Yeah. I got a lot of respect for Bruce Hamilton, and my billets there were great, good coaching staff. I have nothing bad to say about that organization.
Awesome.
And it was far enough from home where I got that junior hockey experience, but close enough where my parents could still come.
Bruce Hamilton's a legend.
Oh yeah, he's good stuff.
No, that's good. What do you think about the opportunity to even maybe go play NCAA now? Like another option for you after this, if there isn't a pro option at the time.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking into, and Braxton Whitehead being the pioneer kind of behind that is definitely nice to have on your team, and you can ask him questions and whatnot. He's got all the latest stories and stuff, so it's definitely something I consider.
Yeah.
So going back to your first year in the dub, unfortunately, it was the whole COVID hub stuff.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, it was a little odd. I didn't really know what to expect. There were some Zoom workouts, which were always a little bit weird. We're working out at home, and I don't know, we would come to the rink every day and do a swab test, and I don't know, a little PTSD from that one, but it was a good experience. Definitely dipped my toe in the water, and yeah, it was fun.
Especially at 16, right?
Yeah, at 16.
Such a young. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Right. Then you get a couple real seasons in Kelowna. How do you think your game progressed through those couple years there?
Yeah, my first year, I loved it. I was playing with Jake Lee, who made it really, really easy on me. I'd pretty much just give him the puck, and he'd break it out for me. And then, during those games, I kind of figured out my role and honed in on my PK, like I said, and being hard to play against is something I bring every night.
How did it feel when you got the news that you were getting traded to Saskatoon last year?
I kind of saw it coming. I knew some things, but it was definitely tough leaving such a good spot. But I couldn't have been more excited to go to Saskatoon, knowing that we were going to go on a run.
Going from the balmy BC to freezing cold January weather in Saskatchewan.
Oh man, that drive was a tough one. My truck didn't handle it too well, but we made it.
So you jump on a Saskatoon team that's real hot. You get into the playoffs, and you guys had a pretty good run. But I don't mean to bring up the Moose Jaw series, but because you lost, but it was such an epic series. People are talking is this the best WHL series ever? 7-game series. How was that being in that environment?
Yeah, you don't really think of it
At the
until you
time,
kind of look
yeah.
back on it, like you said there. But for people, I've been asked that question a number of times, and to kind of look back on it and be like, wow, I was a part of that. And 6 out of 7 going into overtime is a coin toss every
Yeah.
That was
game.
wild.
Yeah.
I was cheering for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Boo Moose Jaw.
Yeah,
Boo
no
Moose
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose Jaw.
So then that season ends, and obviously Saskatoon's got plenty of older guys, and then you get traded here. What kind of thoughts there?
Yeah, I also kind of knew that going in that, if I did get traded out of Kelowna to Saskatoon, that there was a possibility that I wouldn't stick as a 20-year-old. And then, I got traded here in the off season. I was actually working that day, and then went on the ice with Pescott, who I played with in Kelowna. So it was pretty funny. I showed up, and he actually didn't hear the news, so I was the first one to tell him and be like, "Hey, we're teammates again." And had a couple good conversations with Hoffer there, and everything's been good so far.
Awesome. Now that the leadership team or the leadership group has been named, well, how do you see your role changing? Are you going to change anything about that with the A, or are you just going to continue on being a leader, teaching the young guys?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to change. That's something I'm going to stick with. And, I got the letter on my jersey. Yeah, it doesn't mean much. We got 23 leaders in the room every night, but for me to change isn't part of my character. And, if something's not right, I'm going to tell you the truth. And, yeah, I'm a pretty vocal guy, but I'll only be saying stuff if I'm doing it myself.
I know Dante's talked about you off the ice. You seem to be pretty engaged with the community work. What does that kind of interest you? How does that interest you?
100%. Yeah, I mean, we get this opportunity once a lifetime, right? So might as well take advantage of it, and that's what it's about. Being there for the fans and doing community events and being a leader in the community, just not on the team, but in the community, right?
Are you currently taking any classes or anything like that?
I
University
am.
stuff?
I am, yeah. Dwayne and Karen have helped me out a little bit here. Actually, a lot. Last year I started taking a course and kind of was focused on hockey too much and didn't get a lot done. But ever since I came here, I've been sitting right there doing school every morning, and I'm taking microeconomics. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Is there something you're building towards, or you have an idea what you want to do, maybe post-career?
Not quite. Obviously, the classic answer is want to play hockey for the rest of my life. But
For sure.
I feel like it's not a bad idea to have a plan B and always be there, and keep the mind fresh a little bit, because regardless of pro or NCAA, even youth sports next year, they're all great options, and I want to be ready to go if that's the case.
Any reason you wear number 5?
Number 5. No, I never wore it growing up or anything. And then in Kelowna, they just gave me number 5, and it stuck. Mm-hmm. And then Saskatoon, there was a 3-year captain, or 2 or 3 year captain, Aiden Delagerjon. Yeah, I butchered that one. But
Delagerjondier.
yeah, you got it. But I didn't want to come in and take his jersey number, so I went with double nickels.
Nice.
Nice.
And you ended with 5 here.
Ended with 5, came full circle.
Okay, jerseys. Do you prefer the classic jerseys or these new 3rd/4th?
I think our 3rd and 4th is sick. I love
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
think they look so good.
A lot of players say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a traditional guy, but
Are ya?
that's me.
Yeah.
I'm old school. So, do you guys decide what jerseys you guys wear?
No.
Do the players pick, or is that all on
That's
Gunnar and the coaches and stuff?
No, I don't even think the coaches are involved on that one. I think that one's strictly up to Hooner there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going up the ladder.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been picking them right at home.
That's good. Black or white tape?
I'm a white tape. White
Yeah.
tape guy all day.
Goal scorer.
Lots of goals in that white tape.
Goal
eh?
scorer. I don't know about that, but
White tapes for goal scorers.
Yeah.
That's one of the Vaughns said that.
Yeah, the Vaughn said
Is
that.
that
White
what they
tapes for
said?
goal scorers.
no, I'll trickle in a couple here and there, but yeah, I've had a couple good chances here and biting myself. That
It's early. You
Yeah.
got time.
I
It'll come.
mentioned to Kevin last game, Jackson had a couple chances. I'm like, oh man, he's got to get that white tape on it, and then he'll pot him, right?
yeah, yeah.
So when you tape your stick, do you tape heel to toe, toe to heel, or are you just whatever?
No, I'm a heel to toe guy, and I don't care the thickness of the tape, but I kind of prefer if there is an option to go wide. But yeah, I'm not too picky.
So do you have any pre-game intermission or like routines or superstitions or anything like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a superstitious guy.
Or rituals?
Yeah, but I kind of stick to a routine. Like on the ice, I'll shoot from a certain area and warm ups, and I'll stretch at the same time. Not to the T, or if I'm a minute off or something, it's not going to affect me. But yeah.
On the bus, what's your kind of favorite activity?
Oh, well, I should be saying school. I'm sure my mom wants to hear that one, but no, probably just chill out for the first hour or so, and then chat with the guys, and then I'll probably throw on a movie, depending how long the trip is, right?
You're not a card player?
Oh, I'm a card player too. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Big music guy. Love country music. So.
Oh, country
yeah.
guy. That was one of our questions.
Oh, was it? Stole it from you.
Favorite band or
Oh.
singer?
Zach Bryan.
Zach
All
Bryan.
day. Yeah. Yeah.
What movies you're into?
Honestly, not
Whatever.
really. Like, I don't really care. Kind of whatever's on or whatever I kind of see as interesting.
Do you
I'll
find
throw
like
on.
action movies or suspense movies or horror films or just whatever?
No, I mean, yeah, it definitely helps if the character or the actor is good looking. That one helps. But I don't know.
Off ice kind of summer stuff. What are you into? You said you got a job. What do you do? What were you doing?
Yeah, I had a couple jobs this summer. I first came back, and I went to Italy, but then came back, and then I worked with my dad doing heating, air conditioning, just kind of being his tool getter, and trying to learn every bits and pieces here and
Learn
there.
a trade. Nothing wrong with
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. And then I was reffing hockey or roller hockey, big roller hockey guy, and then I ran my own landscape, and I've been doing that for 3 years.
Okay. What do you do to unwind, relax?
I like going to the golf course, and then my girlfriend and I love going to this place called Tality. It's ice tub and sauna, and that's something we kind of got into a routine this summer.
All right. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of vehicle do you drive? Truck guy, car guy?
Yeah.
Truck.
I used to drive a Jeep and then sold it, and my back glass broke, and we were going to Stampede, and the only other option was to take a Honda Fit there with 5 guys. So I said, it's time to man up, and bought a truck. Yeah.
You kind of touched on this before, but after hockey, you're kind of keeping your options open, but like, trade maybe into something else. What do you kind of think? And once hockey's over, whenever that
That
is.
could be years and years and years from now. What do you see yourself doing
Yeah, it's
when
true.
you're done hockey?
That's kind of the daunting question, and I'm paying a lot of attention to that right now. But I don't know. I see myself owning my own business one day. But right now, I'm just trying to keep as many doors open as possible,
Good plan.
and not trying
You're young.
to close things. Because right now, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely. All right, you got anything else, Kevin?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being
No.
on.
That's great.
Of course.
Thanks for your
Yeah,
time.
Nice
Of
to
course.
meet you.
Thanks, guys. You too.
All right, yeah, that was a pretty good interview with John.
Yeah, it was pretty fun,
Yeah,
especially for never having met the player before. Never met John before.
yeah,
He was pretty open with us. He just had so much to say. It was kind of neat.
definitely. Yeah, like I said, the older guys they can always elaborate on things a little pretty good. So yeah, once we
Yeah,
get through
for
these
sure.
older guys, we'll have to work on our skills here and start talking to these younger kids.
Bring out some information from the youngsters.
Yeah, so they won't have as much to talk about, but
Well, they might have more to talk about, different stuff.
yeah, it's true. We just gotta
Maybe
figure
not
it
so
out,
much
right?
about just gotta get the right question and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Get
definitely.
them try to get some inside info from Dante. Maybe get extra
Yeah.
talking out of the kids.
Definitely. But yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up for the week. You got anything else? Any closing thoughts?
No, I think it should be interesting this week. Got the hot Saskatoon Blades.
Yeah,
and the
it's
Pats
gonna be a tough one.
in there. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
See what kind of team they actually have, like the Blades themselves, and then seeing Seattle for the first time in a couple years here is going to be interesting as well.
I think that's a game you got to have. I think being at home, Saskatoon's be real tough when if you can get Saskatoon, great. But I don't want to say you're expecting a loss, but it's not too surprising if they drop that game. But being at home, like we said, there's lots of these home games you got to kind of capitalize because then they're gone in November, right? a lot of road games with the road trip.
Yeah, for sure.
So you gotta
Yeah,
capitalize
for
on
sure.
these home games. I mean, with that, I guess if that's all you got, I'll see you at the rink this weekend.
Have a good one.